this delicious aloo bhindi, we're going to need half a teaspoon of cumin seeds, half a teaspoon of mustard seeds. Just going to add them. The oil should be nice and hot, and I'm using just 1 tablespoon of oil. Okay. Once these begin popping, I'm going to add 1 large onion finely chopped. While the onions are cooking, I'm going to add 2 small green chilies finely chopped. Okay. We'll wait until the onions become nice and soft and slightly browned. Now while the onions are becoming nice and soft, I've added about 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1/4 teaspoon of red chili powder, and just about half a teaspoon of cumin powder. Okay, so I'm just giving this a mix, and we're going to wait for the onions to become nice and soft and slightly light browned. Okay, so this will take about 10 minutes on low flame. Now that the onions have become nice and soft and slightly browned, I'm going to just get this out in a different plate. Now in the same pan, add about 2 tablespoons of oil. Grease this really well all across the pan. Now we have the chopped okra, or the bhindi, or the lady's finger as we call it, and we're going to just lightly fry this lady's finger. So they were nice and long. I've chopped off the head and the tail, and I've chopped it into smaller pieces. I'm just going to add it to my pan. Now this is about half a kilo of okra, or lady's finger, or bhindi as they call it in India. Just going to add it to the pan. Now we're just going to lightly fry these. So at this stage, the bhindi will be about 90% cooked. Okay, and then we're going to marry the two mixtures. So on low flame, we're just going to lightly fry this with our oil. Ensure you keep the vessel open. Do not cover for okra or bhindi, because otherwise they'll become very soggy. And we need to get rid of the stickiness of the okra. Now while our bhindi has already begun cooking, okay, at this stage I'm going to add some potatoes. So I have 2 medium-sized potatoes which I have chopped into medium-sized pieces. I have added them to my bhindi. Now the reason I'm doing it at this stage is, see, when you lightly fry the bhindi, you're actually cooking your okra, and the time it takes to cook the okra, that's the amount of time we need to cook these bhindi, or the okra is already moist, and it has its own moisture that will help cook the potatoes in its own moisture. So we're not gonna need any water. It's just gonna cook on its own, and which is why the flavor will remain contained and will be more tasty. So I'm just gonna let this happen. Just keep stirring intermittently, and this will take about 10 to 15 minutes on low flame, but that's the only way it's going to be nice and tasty. Okay, while stirring this aloo bhindi, you're going to see the stickiness of the okra or the bhindi. That's fine, you know, this entire process is letting the stickiness go off. So don't worry, just keep stirring it, okay? You will realize when this is ready, when all the stickiness is gone over, and your pieces of okra are nice and separate from each other. So that's the time we actually know that the okra is now nice and ready. Okay. So I'm just going to keep stirring this. It's going to take another 10 to 12 minutes. That my bhindi was nice and ready. It was nice and roasted, and my potatoes had also cooked. I have mixed the onion mixture along with this bhindi. And as you see, I'm just letting these two marry together on low flame so that all the spices can get into the okra or the bhindi. And this will really help. So at this stage, I have my flame at the lowest, and I'm just going to keep mixing for about 2 to 3 minutes so that all the spices can go into the okra and they all taste the same. Now I've been mixing this for about 2 minutes. Okay, so you can taste the salt at this stage if you like. In case you need more salt, you can add that. I'm just going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of garam masala powder at this stage. Toss this over. Once again, I'm just going to mix this for about 2 minutes on a low flame. See, your potatoes have also got nice and rusty, and they taste lovely with the okra or the bhindi. Okay, so I'm just going to stir this for another half a minute. Okay, and this is done. You could serve this nice and hot with naan or Indian flatbread or roti, chapati. You could also serve this with daily dal, rice, and some chapati or roti. And enjoy. So thank you very much, and hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and you guys will try it out in your homes. And do write to me if in case you want me to really teach you or to cook with you a recipe of your choice. I'll be more than happy, because I believe in inspiring a lot of people to cook, and now that I have that kind of expertise, I want to pass it on to everyone. So thank you, and see you again in my next video. Bye bye.